Hey you guys, before this video starts, I just want to let you know that viewer discretion is advised for this video. There is some pretty crazy stuff that I'm going to talk about. So, once again, viewer discretion is advised. Alright you guys, this video is going to be very different from what we usually upload, but you guys have heard me talk about it for a while. It was in this past week's vlog. It's been an ongoing thing, so this video is going to be talking about everything about the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. So let's just get right into it. Let's just get this over with. So on July 24th, 2022, me, Ema, Becca, and Miss Chris, which is Ema and Becca's mom, we all went to Binghamton for a game. And it was raining this day, so the game ended up getting rained out, but that's besides the point. So it was raining and we decided to get food, so there was this one stand at Binghamton, and I ordered a chicken tender basket with fries. So it was like, it came in like a helmet, like an art, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, imagine like a mini helmet, but it's filled with chicken tenders and fries. So sorry, my allergies are bad today. But there were 3 tenders ready, and 4 tenders come in a basket. And so they're like, hold on, there's only 3 tenders ready. Like, I'll get the 4th one for you and you'll be good. I was like, okay. So about 2 minutes later, the 4th one comes out. And so I was eating the fries in the meantime and everything. And so I start to eat the chicken, and I always like break open my chicken tenders just to be careful, because I'm a freakazoid when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, I'm very, very careful about raw meat and stuff like that. So I always break open my tenders, and I ate the fries and the first 3 tenders, and I don't think there was any issues with that. But I break open the 4th tender, and it's literally so disgusting even thinking about it. But I open the 4th tender, and it is literally pink. I'll put a picture on the screen if I feel like it. I might not, I don't know yet. But this tender was literally pink. Like, I'm talking like fresh out of the package, out of the refrigerator, pink. Like, not cooked at all. Hey you guys, Future Cam here. I'm editing this right now, but one thing I forgot to mention is that I did not even eat that last tender that you guys saw. I obviously broke it open and saw like the inside of it, but I didn't even eat it. So the juices from that tender contaminated everything else that was in that basket. So like, even though I didn't eat that tender, like, it still affected me, which is just crazy. So that was the first thing that happened, and right away I was like, I hope I don't get sick from this. Like, I hope I don't get food poisoning, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. But then on August 9th, 2022, we went back to Binghamton because, like I said, the first game got rained out, so we went back. I was like, I'm not getting concessions here. I'll get a drink. Like, I'm not getting meat there. I'll get a drink, maybe fries, stuff like that. Like, I'm not getting stuff that has to actually be cooked. Like, if I get a frozen fry, like, that's not gonna do anything to me. So that happened. That experience wasn't too bad. Going back on the 9th, it wasn't too bad. I mean, the security and ushers were rude and everything, but that's a whole different story. Like, there was no wrongdoing of concession people that day. After that, my mom and I tried to call Binghamton to tell them about what happened and, you know, see if they could do anything, because it was necessary. And we called them twice, and both times they just hung up on us. Didn't try to do anything. Like, they just hung up on us both times, which is ridiculous. So we posted Yelp reviews about, don't come to this place because it's scary, and the picture of the chicken is on Yelp still. So that happened. And then after all of this, I would say probably the end of August, early September maybe, I started having issues which are consistent with ulcerative colitis. I won't say the symptoms on here because I don't want to get like in trouble with YouTube or anything. Like, I don't want to get age restricted or whatever. And I'll put the symptoms on the screen so I don't say it. So I started having symptoms consistent with ulcerative colitis. I was always in a ton of pain. I mean, so much pain. And I didn't know, like, what was going on at this point. Like, I didn't know I had ulcerative colitis symptoms. I didn't know what was going on. I just thought, okay, I had this chicken, I have food poisoning from it. It'll get better soon, I didn't immediately take action like I should have, but I didn't immediately take action. I waited a little bit. I was like, okay, like, I think it'll get better. Hopefully it gets better. It never got better, you guys. Basically, what happened was I was sick for about a month between like the end of August and the end of September, and thankfully I got better. I don't know how I got better, but I did, thankfully. So between like October and November, I would say between like the month of October I was pretty good, and then November comes around and I apply for a job, and the first 2 days of the job I'm doing fine, like no issues, no symptoms of UC. And then the third day, so the first 2 days were orientation. The third day, after the second day, we were supposed to go to the SU game after this, and this is the day that Email made the I Heart Judah sign, or We Heart Judah sign, because I was supposed to go to that game, but I literally did not feel like I could go. Like, I felt awful. I was not feeling good whatsoever, and I had symptoms again, and I literally went to the ER. Maybe this is in December. I don't remember exactly when this part was, but I literally went to the ER, and it was like 5 in the morning. I literally went to the ER because I did not feel good. I did not know what was going on. I'm like, okay, it's time for answers. Like, I don't know what's going on. I need something because I can't keep going on like this. I went to the ER. They didn't do anything. And meanwhile, like, I went to the doctor several times with this. They said it was a bunch of different things, which it never was. And now I have stuff like, I have a C. diff on my record when I literally never had that. And I try to tell people, like, I try to tell doctors, like, I don't have a history of that. Like, that was just what the doctor thought when they didn't know what was going on. But they're so insistent, like, no, I never had that. So I went to the ER that day. They didn't do anything for me. I called out of work, like, literally so many times, and I'm like, I can't work for, like, a foreseeable future. Like, I'm sorry. And so they ended up letting me go, which, whatever, I don't really care, because I literally couldn't work. Like, they said, if I'm not, can you be back to work this day? I was like, no, there's no way. And so I got let go, which, whatever. But I was sick for months. Like, between, like, December and March, like, I was sick. Like, it was bad. Like, it was bad. Every single day, it was really bad. I wouldn't say March. Maybe February. Maybe February. Like, December to February, but still, that's really bad. So February 13th, 2023, I went to my doctor's office and I got a colonoscopy, and that revealed what had happened to me. The doctor told me I have ulcerative colitis, which I'll pop what that is on the screen, and he said that there's some different ways that you can go about this. You can do injections, like shots, every once in a while. I think it's like once every 2 weeks, or you can do infusion. And the infusion it starts off like every week, or it's like once every 2 weeks, then it goes to 4 weeks, then it goes to 8 weeks. And right now I'm on the 8 weeks. I go again tomorrow, which is the 21st, so I don't know when this video will go up, but I go tomorrow the 21st, as I'm still having symptoms right now. Like, I'm on a flare-up right now, that's what it's called. So that was the whole thing. I had that colonoscopy. They told me what was going on, and I elected to go for the infusion, obviously. So ever since that day in Binghamton, like, I have not been the same. Like, my health has been not good since then. So I've obviously popped up on the screen about issues that I've had, symptoms from the UC, but along with the infusion for UC, I had to get iron infusion because my iron levels were so low because what was happening. So like my body was just all out of whack because what was happening. Like, it was just bad. I was losing so much weight. Like, there's a picture when we went to see the Cocaine Bear movie. I mean, I looked awful. I'll put that picture on the screen right now. I looked awful in that. Like, you can just tell, like, I'm down weight. I was so pale. It was crazy. But there's a lot of stuff, like, I can't do anymore. Like, obviously I said that I was let go from my job because I couldn't work. I still don't have a job because I don't feel like I can work. Like, at any time I could have a UC flare up, like literally at any time. I have to be literally so careful with my diet. I can't eat anything fried. Like, I can have not a lot. Like, I have salmon, turkey, like ground turkey, and pizza once in a while. That's about like the only meals I can actually eat and not have issues with. Same thing with snacks. Like, I'm very limited with snacks. That's really difficult on me, but I'd rather, be limited with my diet and not suffer than eat whatever I want and suffer. So I guess it is what it is. But I can't really do a lot of things that I used to like to do. Like, I can't play basketball anymore. I can't, play catch with my dad outside. Like, I'm really limited physically too because of my condition. Like, I can't do a lot. It sucks. Like, even when we went to the Yankees game, obviously you know that we went to the Yankees game. That was a vlog. On the way home, I was literally in so much pain. I was like to emo, I'm starting a flare up. Like, I can just tell. I can just tell the way I'm feeling. And then the next day I started a flare up. Like, it's not good. And it's another thing. Like, if I go a certain time without eating, like, if my body is like normal, my body is used to, that's the word for it, my body is used to eating at specific times. So if my body's used to eating between 5 and 6 for dinner and I eat at 7:30, my body's not gonna like that and I'm gonna flare up. Like, that's just how it is, and it sucks. But I mentioned infusion and the iron infusion and everything. A lot of things I can't do. Like, I'm always thinking, like, okay, if I go to the Syracuse Mets game, for example, what am I gonna eat? How, like, I always am thinking about my food because that's like the most important thing. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go on vacation, like, really ever because of such my strict diet. I literally, like, basically can't eat out. It's awful. Like, I cannot eat like a normal person. Like, I'm literally so limited. It just sucks. But let's move on to why. The main reason I'm making this video is because I have had enough of the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. We talked about how they have, the raw chicken that they served me caused everything that has happened that I've explained. And I wrote a Yelp review. I'll put that on the screen right now so you guys can see that. I'll like cut this and it'll be like its own little segment part so you guys can see that. I literally went off on them because I'm like, I'm tired of suffering. Like, that's all it is. It's suffering because of what they did. So I think it was this past Tuesday I called the Binghamton Rumble Ponies because, as you guys saw in the vlog, Ema and Becca were supposed to go to the game, they went to the game, and I was supposed to go too, but I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna eat. Like, that's a far drive, so, I can't go from 4 to 11 and not eat anything. Like, my body would hate me because of that. Like, I can't do that, so I'm like, what can I do? Like, I'm trying to think of everything. I obviously don't trust Binghamton, and there's nothing I can have at Binghamton. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call them to see if I can bring stuff in, because it's a medical reason. Like, I've called the Syracuse Mets, they've let me bring stuff in before. I don't see what the issue should be. They're affiliated. Binghamton is the AA affiliate of the Mets, and Syracuse is the AAA affiliate. Like, I don't see what the issue could be. So I called them, and I said, whole spiel. I said, hi, I'm driving about 2 hours to come to the game on Saturday. I'm wondering if I can bring in food because, like I said, I'm driving so long and I have a medical condition where my diet is very, very limited, and I looked online on your menu and there's nothing I can eat at your stadium. So is there any way that I can bring food in? So I called the first time and the lady hung up on me, which that seems to be a theme with them, but whatever. I call again and I get put on the phone with a different person. I explain, I just called, the lady hung up on me or the phone disconnected, I don't know, I need to know about this. So she says, alright, hold on, let me put you on hold. Okay, whatever. She puts me on hold for about 3 or 4 minutes. She comes back and says, unfortunately, I don't think you'll be able to bring stuff in. You can speak to my general manager if you'd like. I'm like, of course, like, it's always a hassle there. Yeah, like, let me speak to your general manager. So the general manager comes on the phone, and this is like this is the head person of the Rumble Ponies. And to tell you that this person was rude was a complete understatement. So this person gets on the phone, and I explain my whole spiel that I just said. I'm driving 2 hours. There's nothing I can eat at your stadium. I'm very limited. My diet is very limited. Like, can I please bring in food? I have a medical condition. And this person just says, as of right now, the only thing you can bring into the stadium is water. And I said, even for a medical condition? And he's like, yeah, it's against the law. It's against the MILB laws to bring food in. And I said, it's for a medical condition. I've literally brought stuff into Syracuse before. Like, what's the deal? And he says, well, you could leave and drive down to Binghamton and get something out, and then come to the stadium an hour early. And I interrupted him. I said, I cannot eat out. Like, you don't understand my situation at all. Like, you don't understand. I can't eat out. So he said, well, you could leave the house 2 hours early and then get to the stadium an hour early, and then you could eat something here. I said, you don't understand. I am very limited. So can I bring stuff in or not? And he says, as of right now, the only thing you can bring in is water. And I said, that's literally ridiculous. That's horrible. It's literally for a medical condition. And I hung up. So, I mean, it's crazy. The Binghamton Rumble Ponies discriminate against people that have illnesses or that have conditions because of their stupidity. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's literally what happened. So I said, I'm not going to the game on Saturday. I'm not going there ever again because I'm not dealing with everything they put me through. The chicken incident, them having the audacity to not let someone with a condition bring food into their stadium. I mean, what if you practice a certain religion and you had to? Or what if you're a diabetic? Like, what do you just not expected to go to the game? It's ridiculous. It's very discriminatory. So I said, I'm done with them. I'm never going there again. I don't care. I blocked them on social media because they already blocked me on Twitter for posting the Yelp review on Twitter and saying, don't come here. Like, that's all they do is block people. They blocked email on Instagram. So guess what? I returned the favor and I blocked them. It's just ridiculous how they treat people after what they've done. Like that, we tried to call about the incident and they do nothing. They just hang up. So it's ridiculous. I just felt like that needed to be addressed. And yeah, I'm never going to the Binghamton Rumble Pony Stadium again. And it's just unbelievable everything that they've done to me, and you have ruined my life.
Hey guys, it's Emo here. As you just heard everything Cam said, there's a lot of stuff about the Binghamton Rumble Ponies that is definitely questionable. We obviously all have different experiences there. So just keep that in mind. And I'm sure Cam and I are going to say a lot of the same things. I'm sure he's going to go a little bit more in depth to the situation, but I'm going to kind of give my thoughts on the Rumble Ponies and my personal experiences there. So I want to say the first 2 or 3 times we've ever gone to games there, or I've ever gone to games there, Becca and I, they have been rained out. And I get it, like in our area we get a lot of rain and stuff, but it seems like anytime they can kind of call a rain delay or a rain cancellation, they do, even when, it kind of starts to clear up. So that was just an observation, and it's definitely frustrating when you're driving an hour and a half or whatever, and it obviously gets canceled. But obviously the weather, they don't have control over that, so whatever. But one thing I've noticed is some rude staff and ushers, and you guys know at Syracuse we put up with a lot of rude security and whatnot, but one instance that really stuck out to me is we were going down to get autographs and there was no one even in the section, but there was like a glove on a seat, and I honestly thought like, oh, maybe someone like actually forgot this from like yesterday's game or something. So I like picked up the glove and I think I moved it to the seat next to me because I was going to sit next to Becca, and just the glove was randomly there, no one near anything. And then this usher came down and he was like, I honestly don't remember exactly what he said, but he was asking like about the glove or something, and I'm like, oh, like I just moved it, I said. And then he like had said something and he was like very rude. I honestly can't remember the whole situation, but he said something like very rude to me, and I was basically in tears. Like, I'm a pretty sensitive person, and he was just honestly very rude, whatever comment he made, and I really just did not feel comfortable that game. I just thought, oh my gosh, like the ushers are so rude, like I don't even want to be here, that type of thing. But I will say, the game Beck and I went to yesterday, I saw the same usher, and I did not have any issues with him, and I didn't really see him be rude to anyone there, so I don't know if he was just having an off day,